Nobody expected CCTV cameras to capture moments like these. What started as ordinary situations quickly turned into shocking and unbelievable scenes caught in real time. We've all had this nightmare before, except it actually happened to her in real life. When he contacted his car insurance company, they couldn't believe him until he sent them this CCTV footage. These people were incredibly lucky that no one was injured here. Even though this looks like a scene from a movie, it actually happened and nobody expected something like this. Before we continue, a quick announcement. In the next clip, we'll be revealing a huge giveaway you definitely don't want to miss. So stay tuned because something exciting is coming your way. When you think your day can't get any worse, trust me, it can. They used to be best friends, but she later found out her boyfriend was stolen. The truck's brakes failed, and there was no way to stop it except like this. Luckily, no one was injured, and material damage can always be repaired. He had probably never been to a hospital before, so he didn't know how to sit on this examination table. Life in tropical regions seems very appealing to me, but after a few videos like this, I'd honestly choose Antarctica. At least there are no crawling creatures there. Security camera footage shows a sudden fire starting in the battery of his electric motorcycle. Luckily, he reacted quickly and prevented a much bigger disaster. A satisfying domino effect, although the downside is that he ended up losing his job. It's really hard to understand how some people manage to pass their driving test. Luckily here, no one was injured. I think this man is the luckiest person in the world. I'm wondering what was even being washed in this washing machine. The truck driver couldn't stop and somehow managed to avoid the vehicles already waiting at the traffic light in an unbelievable way. If this wasn't Vin Diesel behind the wheel, I don't know who it was. I think their trip got canceled right there. He had just bought the car and wasn't used to using the handbrake yet. He learned it the hard way. They were away from home for a few hours and thought their son was old enough not to need a babysitter, but CCTV footage shows a massive flood that completely submerged the entire city, including their garage. Water levels rose rapidly, leaving almost no time to react. In the end, everything was left underwater. No one could have expected this to happen. A perfect day to chill, but the wind completely ruined the experience. Nature is always unpredictable, and we never know when things will change. Before we continue, a quick announcement. In the next clip, we'll be revealing a huge giveaway you definitely don't want to miss. So stay tuned because something exciting is coming your way. They tried to save the new glass door, but the wind was too strong. This is exactly why you need to service your vehicles regularly. Managing to balance a huge truck like this, especially if it was carrying cement, is truly incredible. He had a feeling something might go wrong, and in the end that instinct saved him from a disaster. She didn't wait for her boyfriend to buy her that toy. She got it herself instead. Congratulations. He was enjoying his motorcycle ride through nature when he suddenly came across a family of elephants in the middle of the road. Realizing this wasn't exactly his lane, he quickly turned around. That's one way to end a peaceful ride. He looks ready for action. Maybe they actually need the diet they keep avoiding. She should have been a bit more gentle with these fragile doors here. Incredible CCTV footage. Luckily, our furry friend managed to escape. Spaghetti obviously have their own plans for tonight. The birthday girl definitely didn't expect this kind of a birthday present. The birds decided to create total chaos on her shoulder. Drunk captain successfully missed the entire pedestrian part of the bridge. Boxing champion managed to miss a target the size of a watermelon. toddler tested the maximum speed of his new sneakers on the grass. Motorcycle continued straight, while nature set clear boundaries of movement. Caffeine certainly ruined his mood after he glanced through the cafe window. Rope offered unexpectedly strong resistance to his youthful spirit. Obstacle turned out to be an insurmountable wall for her current coordination. Instead of going around the parked vehicle, he decided to test the strength of the police bumper. The glass shattered with a loud bang, leaving passersby in complete shock. Unfortunately, she forgot that nature doesn't forgive wrong steps on the riverbed. The old rope decided it was time for retirement in the middle of the highest swing. Toddler overestimated the stability of his improvised tower. This unexpected jump threw the aquatic creature straight among the feathered crew. The egg made a few loops in the air and completely missed its return to the Teflon. Everything collapsed in a second with a loud crash to the floor. Candles were obviously too close to something that can easily explode. The impressions from this exercise will be visible on her forehead for days. Control over the handlebars disappeared exactly at the moment when the road became most dangerous.
Oh, careful, girl! Ow! Oh my God!
The tiny rodent decided to walk right next to her relaxed hand. Yellow liquid flew in an arc toward the new and clean interior of the vehicle.
Holy.
He rushed inside like a furry and completely unstoppable hurricane. Driver flew forward faster than physics usually allows. The scent of the morning ritual slowly spreads through the whole apartment and wakes up the household. A strong gust of wind suddenly weakened her tight grip on the expensive device. Direction of movement was wrong, and the speed was too high for safe maneuvering around obstacles. Cultivator suddenly came to life and moved forward with no intention of stopping on its own. Fun was at its peak until one of them tightened the elastic band too much. The mud next to the shore turned out to be an extremely dangerous and slippery surface for her shoes. Wine started flowing in streams across the store floor as the bottles shattered one after another. The window he was carrying suddenly slipped from his careless and tired hands. Car hood suddenly popped up and completely blocked the driver's view through the windshield. Horse concluded in the last second that the plastic object was too scary for him. Salon threshold was unusually slippery due to the morning rain that was falling. Helmet with the camera was recording a beautiful sunny day in first person.
Let's go.
She pressed the throttle all the way, but the gear shifter was mistakenly in the reverse position. Cables were maximally tightened so her biceps would get the best possible stimulation. Sprinkler was working perfectly until a small winged insect appeared from the bushes. Avoiding the collision forced the car off the road straight toward a nearby tree. The impact into the trunk was violent and destroyed the entire front part of the vehicle. Projectile bounced off the metal structure back at incredible speed. The ball hit him straight in the head and knocked him down onto the grass.
Pass, I'm open.
Windshield on a nearby car suffered total damage after this impact. The windshield shattered into 1,000 tiny pieces with a recognizable sound. Parked two-wheeler in the yard was the final stop of this crazy flight. Both motorcycles collided and ended up on the concrete in a pile of twisted metal. Wood cracked loudly and sent the whole crew straight to the ground. The fall was synchronized, painful, and incredibly funny for everyone watching from the side.
Du kannst. Bitte fall rein. Kannst loslassen. Komm nochmal.
Rope broke exactly in the second when she was supposed to fly forward. Instead of an elegant flight, an inarticulated fall and a loud splash in the shallows followed. Pool became a garage for this unfortunate and heavy motorcycle in a second. Water splashed over the edges as both of them sank to the bottom. Our most beautiful presenter had a little mishap today. These birds fly in perfect formation as if they have military discipline. Tourists on the beach can't stop filming this fascinating natural phenomenon. This school of fish looks like a silver wave playing on the horizon. The tiny fish fly out and sink and instantly disappear into the deep. Driver lost control due to some bizarre obstacle right on the asphalt. The truck slowly tilted and dumped all the animals onto the grass. Guy looks pretty relaxed as he gently moves his tail among the swamp plants. Don't let his calmness fool you, because he is always watching. Athlete misjudged the height and clipped the barrier mid-sprint. Her reflex reaction and balance maintenance look simply incredible. Someone clearly went overboard with the gas, or the load in the back is too heavy for this chassis. The front wheels are literally hovering in the air as the truck rushes forward. Appliance suddenly started sparking and literally fell apart in the hands of the shocked master. The client in the chair probably got the haircut of a lifetime from fright. Inattention inside the construction site led to this rather expensive and noisy close encounter. Both trucks suffered serious damage to the front of the cabin. Bear clearly forgot that he is a dangerous predator and is acting like a little puppy. The dog watches him in confusion and barks as they lose their footing around the trunk. Motorcyclist ended up on the asphalt after the truck clipped him from behind. The footage from the rear camera clearly shows who made the fatal mistake. Nature gave this little creature a tail that literally glows in the sun. The homeowner was caught off guard when he opened the front door. The lizard posed calmly in front of the lens before darting into the grass. Residents frantically started closing windows and moving things from balconies. The massive front looks terrifying and fascinating at the same time in this footage. The sound of thunder is already announcing a serious downpour. Metal crumpled in a second with a loud bang in the middle of the intersection. Fortunately, the safety systems did their job and protected all participants. The driver stepped out in total shock, but without scratches. Property owner jumped from his armchair when he heard a terrible explosion downstairs. The vehicle ended up right among someone else's tools and tires after this insane maneuver. It's a real miracle that no one inside was hurt. Biologists would certainly have something to say about this mass occurrence at sea. None of the swimmers present gathered the courage to enter the water and touch them. The entire surface looks incredible from this filming angle. Green cars suffered total damage to the front part under the hood. Brave passersby risked their own lives to prevent the flames from spreading to the other pumps. The solidarity of these people saved the whole neighborhood from a potential explosion. Grass and sports equipment flew everywhere in the circle of this mini tornado. Spectators in the stands were filming this rare meteorological phenomenon at the stadium in disbelief. The match will definitely have to be played another day. Passersby jump aside as this heavy tire gains more and more speed on the asphalt. Cars try to avoid it at the last moment to escape expensive damage. This comical yet dangerous race will end up in someone's fence. Entire asphalt looks like it's moving under this incredible living carpet. Nature clearly has its hidden routes that we humans rarely get to see up close. This fascinating video will quickly go viral on social media.
Cute.
Hopefully no dog comes running through.
Two-wheeler owner stood silently with a wrench in his hand while looking at the damage. The structure gave way at the main joint and literally snapped into two pieces before their eyes. Repairing this failed project will now cost a fortune. Bear Gang turned the private property into their personal buffet. 5 fearless youngsters joined forces to overturn the heavy waste bins. The homeowner could only watch this chaos through the window in shock as bags flew everywhere. Their muddy adventure quickly became the most watched video among neighbors on social media. Shopkeepers frantically pressed the button to lower the metal shutters to save the inventory from destruction. The stubborn animal was faster, however, and managed to squeeze inside at the last second. This unusual customer clearly had a great desire to do some urgent shopping that very afternoon. The workers eventually had to come up with a rather creative plan to get her out from between the shelves. Sparkling sparks suddenly lit up the dark winter night and created true holiday magic. Sand literally came alive under the feet of these newborn reptiles, instinctually rushing toward the blue ocean. Their first and most important struggle with nature looks incredibly moving in this footage. A huge water wave suddenly washed over the shore and pulled them into the unknown deep in a second. The tiny turtles instantly started swimming in sync, even though they had just seen this world of ours. A dark blanket hid even the last rays of the sun above the streets this afternoon. The atmosphere became extremely heavy as the muggy summer storm slowly approached the residential buildings. Passers-by are hurriedly quickening their pace to reach safety before a serious downpour begins. The first drops have already started hitting the hot asphalt and creating that recognizable smell of nature. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed these crazy moments, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Comment below which clip shocked you the most, and I'll see you in the next video.